Good day everyone! Today I will discuss about culture intensities in aquaculture. So yung topic na ito is nagpo-focus siya on how different aquaculture system vary according to the level of human intervention sa management and resources na ginagamit nila sa fish production. So ang aquaculture is the farming of aquatic organism gaya na lang ng fish, shrimp, mussels, seaweeds, and etc. So as the demand for seafood, so continuous siya nag-grow worldwide. So yung mga farmers is gumagamit sila ng mga different production system para ma-increase yung efficiency and ma-meet nila yung market needs. So yung system na to ay nakaklasify siya into three main categories, which is extensive culture, semi-intensive culture, and intensive culture. So throughout this presentation, we will explore the characteristics of each system. So, i-compare natin yung cost and outputs and understand kung paano ba nag-increase yung human intervention affects productivity and profitability. So, next slide is 3 system, 1 goal. So, although yung aquaculture system is nada-differ siya sa mga management practices, so they all share one common goal like producing healthy aquatic organisms efficiently and sustainably. So yung the main difference nito is umiikot lang siya sa in the amount of human intervention involved. So the first system is extensive culture, which relies na mga heavily on natural environmental conditions. So, yung farmers, kailangan nila mag-provide ng mga minimal inputs and fish depends mostly on natural available food sources. So, yung ibig sabihin, yung farmers is parang nagre-rely siya sa mga environmental conditions. So, hindi na siya nagre-rely in other source. So, second system is semi-intensive culture, which combines ito ay natural productivity lang na mayroong human support such as supplemental feeding and basic water management. So, third system is intensive culture, kung saan every aspect ng production is controlled siya. So, yung farmers kailangan actively na ma-manage yung feeding, water quality, oxygen levels, and waste removal gamit dito yung mga advanced technologies. So, as we move from extensive to intensive system, so yung amount na makokontrol natin, yung investment and production outputs is nag-i-increase siya significantly. So, next slide is system extensive culture. So, let us begin. Ano nga ba yung extensive cultures? In the simplest and most natural form ng aquaculture. So, sa system na ito, yung fish ay na-stock lang siya at very low densities. So, usually, nagre-range lang siya from 100 to 1,000 kilograms per hectare. So, dahil nga, kukunti lang yung fish sa culture area na ito, yung competition para dun sa pagkain and space is minimal lang. So, yung fish is nagre-rely siya sa almost entire sa mga natural food sources lang, such as algae, plankton, aquatic plants, and organic matter. So, na nakikita natin in the sa tubig. So, yung farmers naman is parang bihira lang siya mag-relay sa mga provide commercial feeds. So, sa water quality naman is nami-maintain lang niya naturally through rainfall, tides, rivers, or natural water flow. So, as a result, yung infrastructure requirements are minimal. So, making this system the least is expensive to establish and operate. However, dahil nga sa production is depends lang siya sa heavily on natural condition, yung yields niya ay relatively low, mababa lang. So, typically between 100 and 500 kilograms per hectare per year lang. So, yun lang yung estimated na kikitain niya per year. So, the main advantage naman ng extensive culture is dahil nga ito ay low cost and reduce environmental impact. However, meron siyang limitation sa low productivity and limited lang yung control over environmental conditions niya. Next slide is semi-intensive culture. So, the next level is semi-intensive culture, so which is nagsiserve dito yung balance between natural processes and human management. So, in this system, yung stocking densities is nag-i-increase siya to around 1,000 to 5,000 kilograms per hectare. So, dahil nga maraming isda na nandito, na natural food sources is hindi na sapat para dun masupplyan yung pagkain ng isda. So, kailangan yung farmers is ma-supplement yung natural productivity by nagpo-provide na siya ng mga commercial feeds, basic aeration systems, ay kailangan na din niyang i-install kasi nga para hindi bumaba yung DO ng isda, para ma-improve dito yung dissolved oxygen levels and masupport nito yung fish growth. Unlike sa extensive system, yung water quality is na-monitor lang niya more regularly. So yung farmers is kailangan lang niya i-check yung parameters such as oxygen levels, temperature, and pH to maintain suitable condition. So the next setup is cost is moderate kasi nga meron ditong additional equipment like feed storage facilities and aeration. And other devices is required na sa gantong system. So as the result of these improvements, syempre marami nang gagamitin, meron ng dagdag cost, so yung production is nag-i-increase niya significantly kasabay ng yields. Nagre-range lang siya 500 to 3,000 kilograms per hectare per year. So semi-intensive culture is widely used kasi nga it offers a good balance between cost management requirements and production output, unlike dun sa naunang system. So next slide is system-intensive culture. So the most advanced and production methods is intensive culture. Bakit nga ba? So ang system na to is very high stocking densities. So typically nagre-range siya from 5,000 to more than 50,000 kilograms per year. Per hectare pala. Because fish are kept in crowded conditions. Siyempre, sikip-sikip na sila. Yung farmers, kailangan more active siya sa pag-control ng mga aspect like sa environment. Yung fish are papakainin niya entirely na mayroong formulated commercial feeds, and then siyempre, didistribute niya through automated feeding. Hindi mo naman kayang pakainin yung sobrang lawak ng hectare na pond mo kung mamanual mo lang silang papakainin. So, siyempre, gagamit ka na dito ng mga automated feeding machine para mapadali yung trabaho mo. Yung kagaya na lang ng mga advanced technologies such as pumps, aerator, sensors, filtration units, and recirculating aquaculture system or RAS. Ay ginagamit ito kasi nga itong mga technology nito ay nakaka-help siya na ma-regulate yung oxygen levels, temperature, lalo na yung mga waste removal and water quality. So yung setup na to is nag-ooperate siya ng, syempre magastos siya and mataas yung energy consumption ng equipment na kailangan dito, specialized, kailangan may kaalaman tayo sa mga gantong bagay. So, however, syempre, dahil nga sobrang lawak, mataas yung stocking density, syempre, may possibility na very high yung productivity. So, yung intensive system is kaya niya mag-produce ng 3,000 to more than 20,000 kilograms per hectare or per year. So, making them na, syempre, ideal yung areas mo malawak, limited land, but high market demand, syempre. So, sa kabila ng gatong efficiency ng intensive system, so, nagre-require pa din siya ng careful management kasi nga, posible na magkaroon ng disease outbreaks and water quality problems na mag-i-spread rapidly kung hindi natin makokontrol yung system natin or hindi natin mapapangalagaan ng tama. Next slide is comparing the tree system. So, ano nga ba yung pagkakaiba ng tree system nito? Para malinawan tayo. So, yung extensive system, so meron siyang lowest stocking density, nagre-rely lang siya sa natural food, and require minimal environmental control. And then, syempre, yung cost niya is sobrang baba lang and limited. So, sa intensive system naman is gumagamit siya ng moderate stocking densities, combined natural food, meron na siyang supplemental feeding, and require na siya ng partial environmental management. So, nag-o-offer na siya ng moderate cost and moderate yields. And then, sa intensive system naman, meron siyang highest stocking densities and nagdi-depend lang siya sa completely on formulated feeds and advanced environmental controls, although they are require substantial investment, pero nagpo-provide siya ng highest production levels. So, ito yung comparison na kailangan natin tandaan, yung principle sa aquaculture. Yung increasing production generally requires increasing inputs, technology, and management effort. So, next slide is cost versus yield, the trade-off curve. So, yung slide na to is illustrate niya yung relationship between cost and production and output. So, as culture intensity increases, syempre yung amount ng investment mo required siya na also tataas din siya. So, kailangan yung farmers is kailangan more feed siya, equipment, labor, energy, and technical expertise. However, the increase in yields, syempre, kailangan mas mataas siya kaysa sa increase ng cost para hindi ka malugi kung magkakaroon ka man ng ganitong system. So, for example, sa intensive system, syempre may cost approximately, halimbawa, 8 times more than established than extensive system. Ganun pa man, they can generate up to 20 times more production hectare. So, hindi pa din sila lugi. So, this explain why many commercial in aquaculture businesses na pinipili na yung intensive system kasi low cost lang siya at may kikitain pa rin sila. May capital pa din sila and meron pa rin din silang market opportunities na available. So, ang lesson dito is yung higher investment can result in significantly greater productivity. Syempre, magastos ka doon. But, only the system is managed properly. Pero nasa sayo na rin yung kung mamamanage mo yung system mo ng tama, syempre, hindi ka malulugi kung ilan din yung gagastusin mo sa system mo. And then, siguraduhin natin na mababalik natin yung cost yung nagastos natin sa system at kung kikita ba tayo dito or hindi. So, slide 8 is environmental control. So, ano nga ba yung changes and each level? So, isa sa malaking difference among aquaculture system is yung environmental control. So, yung in extensive culture environmental condition, so malaki siya, determined by nature, temperature, oxygen levels, and water movement. Nadidepend na siya sa weather and natural water sources. So, in semi-intensive naman culture, farmers begin to influence the environment through aeration, water exchange, and regular monitoring. In intensive culture, environmental management becomes highly, siyempre, suffocated na siya kasi marami na siyang stocking densities. So, possibility bababa yung dissolved oxygen dun sa tubig. And then, kailangan dito ng automated oxygen injection system, biofilters, ultraviolet sterilizers, and other digital sensor. Para, siyempre, continuous mo lang ma-monitor and ma-adjust yung water conditions. So, yung progression na to is nagpapakita na how human intervention na napapataas yung culture intensity and kung paano natin makokontrol yung sa farmers na ma-optimize yung fish growth and ma-reduce natin yung production risk. Next slide, operational impulse at glance. So, as aquaculture system become more intensive, yung operational requirements kailangan maging more complex, hindi lang simple. And then, farmer mas kailangan na nilang ma-manage yung feed formulation and feeding schedules para ma-ensure nila efficient grow and minimize waste. So, regularly, yung water quality is ma-monitor and becomes essential because, syempre, pag poor water condition, makaka-affect yun sa isda or makaka-cause ito ng fish kill. Kasi nga, pag tumaas yung ammonia sa tubig, delikado na yun sa isda. So, sa disease prevention measure, kailangan natin ma-implement yung including biosecurity protocols and health monitoring. So, in addition, intensive system requires continuous management of energy consumption, infrastructure maintenance, and equipment operation. So, sa success ng intensive aquaculture, nakadepends lang siya, hindi lang only sa pagkakaroon ng advanced technology but also on processing the technical knowledge. Kailangan may kaalaman tayo na ma-manage yung ganitong system effectively. So, key takeaways. To conclude, culture intensity in aquaculture exists on a spectrum ranging from extensive to intensive production system. First is extensive culture relies heavily on natural condition and requires minimal input. Second, semi-intensive culture, nagko-combine lang siya ng natural productivity with human management, achieve higher yields. So, third, intensive culture uses advanced technologies and maximum environmental control para ma-produce ng highest output. So, isa pa ditong importanteng bagay is yung merong higher stocking densities, kailangan nagre-require siya ng greater investments sa feed, aeration, monitoring, and management. While intensive system, kaya lang nila mag-produce ng up to 20 times more yield per hectare. So, they also demand higher capital and technical expertise. So the best aquaculture system is nakadepende lang sa factors such as yung availability ng land, water resources, financial capacity, market demand, and management skill. And that's all for today. Thank you.